Welcome to FootballGameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Cornell Hunter. I'm sitting here with the man Tyler Merkovich. Today we're going to take a look at the 2009 Green Bay Packers. And we all know that Favre is far removed. Aaron Rodgers had a year to establish himself. What do you think is going to happen in Green Bay for this upcoming season?
Well, disappointing 6-10 last year. They lost 7 games by 4 points or less, so they need to learn to win the close game. And the big thing is Mike McCarthy needs to discipline his team the most in the NFL with 110 penalties. They could change that in the offseason. Let's discipline this team up, Mike McCarthy.
And do you think the fans in Green Bay have fully accepted Rodgers as their guy behind the center?
I don't know if they ever will, but he had a great year last year. They should, because, I mean, this kid, he's not as durable as Favre, but he's just as productive or more productive than Favre at this point. So if he could stay healthy, he's going to have a great season, a great career. This is why they have Brian Brahma, who thinks he's a serviceable backup. So let's see if he can stay upright. But Mike McCarthy offense needs a running game to get going. Ryan Grant, he after that breakout year didn't show too much. They also got Brandon Jackson and Deshaun Wynn, and they need to run. This is a problem they had last year. A bunch of injuries riddled across the offensive line. This offseason, Chad Clifton, starting left tackle, had 2 surgeries. And Mark Tauscher, who's been there since 2000, he's out. Good sign is Darren College, who's their guard. He's up and coming. He's going to be a star in this league.
All right. Now, if you say they can protect Aaron Rodgers this year, I know that there are a lot of nice receiving weapons down there in Green Bay.
Absolutely. Greg Jennings, contract extension. He is the future. His potential is through the roof. He's going to have great numbers one of these years, sooner than later. Donald Driver, who's aging, but he's still productive at the number 2. Jordy Nelson, up and coming from Kansas State. He was a rookie last year. He's going to come into his own. And James Jones, who's productive. Also Donald Lee, who could catch at a tight end position. And Jermichael Finley out of Texas, who's in his 2nd year. So the options are there for Rodgers to throw to.
All right. Well, that takes care of the offensive side of the ball. I hear there's a totally remodeled defense coming to Green Bay this year. What's that going to look like?
Dom Capers, new defensive coordinator, and he wants to move it to the 3-4. Their star defensive end, who's great in a 4-3, Aaron Campman, was griping a little bit, but I think he's feeling a little more solid about his outside linebacker position in the 3-4. And he's got A.J. Hawk, he's got Nick Barnett in the middle, who need to make plays. And they got also a couple other guys in Brady Papinga and Clay Matthews, who they drafted out of USC, and Desmond Bishop. So they got 6 linebackers in a 4 that's good for that 3-4. It's going to come up through the defensive line. They went first round B.J. Raji, who's their nose tackle. They went up to be a run stuffer.
Great draft pick.
And their ends. Ryan Pickett's going to start at one end, and Cullen Jenkins is back from an injury. So this front 3 really needs to make some plays to help out those 4 linebackers. And Justin Harrell, who they drafted a couple years ago, he's been a disappointment, but he's going to have a chance to play that D end in the 3-4 spot instead of D tackle, so he can make some noise. So that's another good backup.
And another thing we all know, that the Green Bay Packers have some playmakers in that secondary. How's that secondary coming into this season?
They were tied for 3rd in the NFL last year with 22 interceptions. Of course, the salty veterans and Charles Woodson and Al Harris.
Heisman Trophy winner, only one.
Absolutely. Out of Michigan.
Still making plays.
And they got 3 predecessors who could come in, who are young guys. Pat Lee in his 2nd year out of Auburn, Tramon Williams out of Louisiana Tech, and Will Blackman out of Boston College. Those 3 guys are serviceable. They're going to be the nickels and the 4th corners. And when it comes to the safety position, you got Atari Bigby, but he missed 9 games last year. Nick Collins, who's breaking out, and they picked up Anthony Smith from the Steelers. They also have a real tall, rangy guy in 6'4", Aaron Rouse out of Virginia Tech. So I think the safety squad is pretty solid.
So what about the special teams? You deal with a lot of weather conditions in Green Bay. Having a decent special teams is something that is key to success in playing in that NFC North.
Well, they were 21st in average starting point after kickoffs and punts, and they were 22nd in allowing teams to get that yardage. But Mason Crosby had an off year, and they really need to pick up on the kick coverage. But Will Blackman can make some noise in the return game.
All right, well, you know there's been a lot of changes going on in the NFC North. The Bears brought in Jay Cutler. The Vikings are bringing in Brett Favre. That's going to make competition a bit more tougher. What do you see the Green Bay Packers finishing this season?
Well, Miami did it last year, transitioning to a 3-4 defense in 1 year, and I think Dom Capers is good enough to make it happen with Green Bay. The talent they have, they got the QB there, they got the coaching staff now. So I think that the key is going to be, can they run the ball to open it up for Aaron Rodgers, keep those defenses honest, and I think they're going to make plays on defense. Aaron Campman will be very good at outside linebacker. I'm going to pick them to win the NFC North. Shock a couple predictors out there.
Well, I'm sure the cheeseheads agree with that prediction. That's the man Tyler Merkovich giving you his outlook on the 2009 Green Bay Packers. I'm Cornell Hunter. Please be sure to visit footballgameplan.com/NFL where you can view more video analysis of your favorite team.